What's up, guys? It's Bobby Parrish of Flav City. And if you're on the keto diet, carbs are a no, right? So your beloved bread is out. Not anymore. My wife Desi came up with a recipe about a year ago for keto fat bread that completely blew up our blog, and now we've adapted it for the Thermomix, and you're gonna love it. It's loaded with good fat. It has that nice kind of bready, glutinous texture, but it's completely low carb and crazy easy to make. And here's the deal, you're gonna save time and money because the recipe normally calls for coconut butter, which is pretty expensive. I don't know if you've seen it at the grocery store, but because of the Thermomix, we're gonna make our own coconut butter using unsweetened shredded coconut flakes, and we're gonna make homemade macadamia nut flour in the stainless steel mixing bowl. And I love the fact that it's stainless steel instead of a plastic carafe. All right, super easy recipe. Oven banging out here at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. First thing we have to do is start cooking with the fat bread recipe. Oven is preheating. Next up, grease 2 mini loaf tins. So you can do a couple variations of this recipe. You can actually do it in a big loaf tin if you want, or if you want to be cute, you can use the mini tins, right? It's fun. But grease them over the sink. And when I say grease, don't use the traditional nonstick spray. And the reason for that is it comes out with a chemical propellant. Look for a can that's non-aerosol based and use a heart healthy oil like avocado or even olive oil. That's something that if you're taking control of your health, you want to know everything that goes into your food, including the oil and the kind of canister. I know it sounds next level, but once you fall down the rabbit hole of like health, you want to know everything. So mini tins are sprayed. We'll put those aside and we'll go next. And we have to add 5 ounces of macadamia nuts. Now I know macadamia nuts are a little pricey, but they have the right fat content for this bread and you really want it, otherwise it doesn't quite work. So I'm gonna add exactly 5 ounces to the Thermomix. And I'm gonna add the peel of half a lemon. You could also do lemon zest in the traditional recipe, but there's no need to even break out the zester. You can just put peels in like this, and the flavor of the lemon actually adds a little bit of like floral or acidity to the bread and kind of cuts through the richness or the fat of the fat bread. Perfect. Next, I'm gonna put the lid on the bowl. And we're gonna mix it at speed 10, fast and furious for 25 seconds. All right. Next up, we're gonna scrape out the contents, but look in that bowl, right? We just made homemade macadamia nut butter or something like a manna in 25 seconds, which is totally gangbusters, right? And then we'll transfer the butter to a clean bowl. All right, mixing bowl goes back on. And we'll add 8 ounces of unsweetened, make sure it's unsweetened, otherwise it's not keto, and it's gonna taste like a pina colada, shredded coconut flakes. Add that to the bowl, and this is probably one of the coolest things about making this recipe in the Thermomix is making homemade coconut butter, something that is crazy easy because of the machine and crazy cheap compared to buying it at the store. So we'll add that. Put the lid on, and then crank it up to 10 once again for 20 seconds. All right, done. Now, take a look inside the bowl here one more time. It's broken down really nicely, right? I go next, I have to scrape down the sides. We wanna make sure that everything gets incorporated really evenly because we have to cook this coconut manna to make it really kind of velvety and soft. So next up, we're gonna put the lid on. We're gonna go to speed 1 for 10 minutes. That's gonna slow the heat, but continuously stir also the coconut manna and make it nice and soft and rich. So come back in about 10 minutes and we'll see what it looks like. All right, 10 minutes is up and our coconut manna is done. Before I go on, this is what we're talking about. Just look in there. That is legit. Just like store-bought coconut manna for a fraction of the price. All right, mixing bowl goes back on. We'll look at the next step here. Add the nut mixture back in here. This is the nuts with the lemon peel. Next up, add a half a teaspoon of salt. Make sure it's unrefined salt. You don't want the processed stuff. This stuff is not good for you. Then we'll add 1 teaspoon each of baking powder and baking soda. And then 5 pasture-raised eggs. This is our binder, right? And we talked about it before in the video we did for the ramen. You want to use pasture-raised eggs. Nutritional profile is better. They're oftentimes always certified humane, and that really matters, right? Because it's better for the chickens, it's better for the farmer, it's better for you. So if you're like, what do you mean it's better for you? I'd rather just buy the cheaper eggs. That nutritional profile of pasture-raised eggs actually has more vitamin D, vitamin E, more higher omega-3 fatty acids. That's the kind of stuff you really want in your body. Next, add 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice. So I'm gonna just cut that open here. It's 1 tablespoon. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice, and you can just eyeball that one. It's about the juice of 1 small lemon. Make sure you catch the seeds here. And then we'll put the lid back on, and we have to mix up the batter. We are gonna do speed 7 here for 2 minutes. Then we'll just throw it into our prepared mini tins, dust on some everything bagel seasoning, and pop it in the oven. All right, time is up here. Next, we're gonna pour it into our tins, but to make sure cleanup is easier, I'll take the measuring cup, flip it over, and then put the lid on that. That way I don't make a mess on the countertop, something I'm very well known for doing. Batter looks good, right? Nice and creamy, mixed very well. I'll use the spatula and just pour it into my prepared tins here. All right, scrape every last bit of that batter out. Perfect. Now you could stop there, right? And just pop it in the oven, but this is, for me, what sets the bread off. This is everything but the bagel seasoning. You can get it everywhere now. It's dehydrated onions, garlic, a little bit of salt, and poppy seeds and sesame seeds. I'm on hashtag Team Crunch. I don't know about you, but I cannot have this bread without it. So just go ahead and dust it over the top. And it's gonna bake into the actual crust, which is lovely. So we'll bake it around 30 minutes, but because we're doing the mini tins, it might only take about 20 to 25. All right, clean up. We'll see you guys in about 25 minutes. All right, you guys. Once again, smell-o-vision has to be created just for this moment alone. 30 minutes on the dot. We look at our little loaves here. Golden brown and delicious, check. But the inside, is the inside done? Get your skewer here, go right into the heart and bring it out. See how it's clean like that? It's done. But we have to wait at least another 10 or 15 minutes because they're really hot. Then we'll pop it out and then we'll eat. All right, let's use a offset spatula to loosen up the edges of the bread and just invert them perfectly. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I mean, look at that. Slides right out of the tin, golden brown and delicious. It's cooled down, so the wait is finally over, right? So let's put these right here. And then here's the money shot. We take our bread knife here, go right into the center of the loaf. Look at that. See, it looks like bread. It's got that nice, beautiful, airy texture. And because we made the mini ones, they're extra cute. But look at that. Not only good for sandwiches, hello keto French toast, dry it out for the next day. I mean, that is what you want to eat when you have a bread craving and you're on a keto diet. Everything bagel seasoning on the top, a little salty, a little crunchy. The bread texture is lovely, but the golden brown crust, that's where it's at. That is so good, you guys. And with this kind of mini, you can pretty much eat 2 slices of the bread. Talking about roughly 1.5 net carbs. Not bad at all. So the recipe is on Cook I Do. Check it out, you're gonna love it. And once you add it to the Thermomix or once you add it to your collection, it will push all of the ingredients you need to your email inbox. But also join the Thermomix USA Facebook page. We're gonna eat this, we're gonna make some more recipes to hook you guys up. So I will see you very soon, and I say it to you like I always do. Hashtag keep on cooking, mad love and peace, you guys. Bread is dino.